Welcome to your community update. So glad that you're joining us. Wow, can you believe we are the first Wednesday in the month of December? The year has flown by so fast, and we've had a great joy bringing you the community update every Wednesday live at noon here on WSOT TV for the last 4 years. It'll be 5 years here in the next new incoming year, and we are so thankful that you have been watching and supporting us here on Sunnycrest Outreach Television that's been broadcast throughout North Central Indiana for 40 going on 41 years. Can you believe how time flies indeed? Also, we want to say a great big welcome and thank you. If you're finding us on YouTube, WSOT TV at YouTube, we appreciate you joining us on demand. And we do ask if you would please take a moment to like and subscribe this video so that others can become more aware of what we are doing, bringing that local information to you in your local community. Doesn't cost you anything, but it certainly helps us out a lot. So thank you for doing that. Well, I am so happy to let you know we've got some great holiday events that are going to be coming up, and we're going to talk all about those a little bit later in today's update. But first, joining me here in studio live is Mr. Bob Jackson. He is the director of the Grant County EMA. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's a joy. You know, we have had a fabulous Thanksgiving season, right?
Absolutely.
That has brought in some chilly Arctic air, right? So now it feels like winter. Officially, we're in the month of December, and boy, I think everybody's kind of bundling up a little extra with that Arctic cold blast we've been experiencing.
Absolutely. Our today is a perfect example of that.
It really is. And I think that you have always done such a wonderful job to help us be prepared in no matter what season we're in. And I think today would be a perfect opportunity to talk about some winter preparedness.
Absolutely would.
So what should we start talking about first?
So now is the time to start preparing. Look at your kit. You know, we always also talk about our emergency preparedness kit.
Oh, yes, those are important.
Yeah, absolutely. It changes a little bit season to season. So, you know, time to maybe take out that summertime stuff and replace with some wintertime things, both for in the home and in your car. There again, if you're out traveling in the snowstorm, you become stranded. There's certainly some things you want to have in there. But we'll start with the home. So there again, make sure everybody knows where the kit is, everybody in your home, certain things in there, medication, those kind of things. Make sure you have dry foods, you know, sustainable foods. And usually enough, we always tell everybody, you know, plan for 72 hours. It could be that long before, you know, help can really get to you. Especially in the winter months. So we get a big blizzard or something. Want you to be able to stand alone and protect yourself for that long.
So is there a significance to the 72-hour length of time? Is it just that an event would happen and that it's going to potentially take that long with resources being spread thin for help to arrive?
So a widespread situation, you know, we have almost hate to say it, but we have to categorize, you know, how we're going to respond to different things, and there's levels of response. So the typical homeowner, myself included, you know, we're a little bit lower on that list. So we're looking at, you know, hospitals, nursing homes, those kind of areas where have a high concentration of folks that we need to really protect. And then if everybody else is doing their part and can sustain themselves for 72 hours, we should be to you by then.
And 72, it doesn't sound like that long of a time span, but if you are waiting for assistance, 72 hours can feel pretty significant.
Absolutely can.
So the more you are prepared, the more comfortable you're going to be in that time span of wait.
Sure. And now's the time to do that. It honestly is.
So talk to us a little bit about some of the supplies that we should have in our home in preparing for winter storms, let's just say.
Sure. So power outages are always a big concern. Backup, you know, generators, those kind of things. And we were just talking off camera about that. So there again, wonderful tools to have, but there is some caution that has to be taken with those. So making sure that they are outside the home, that, you know, you're not introducing carbon dioxide into your home. across the country every year we have people that unfortunately, become fatalities because carbon monoxide. So there again, a little preparation ahead of time, plan for that. Make sure that you have extra fuel for your generator and that it's located in a place outside the home.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more. Since the generators, that's something that has really, I think we've seen a rise in popularity.
Yes.
A lot more homeowners have acquired generators, some large enough to power their home. Maybe they're propane, powered generators themselves, but in other cases they would be gasoline powered, right?
Yes.
And so for what you were just referencing with regards to the carbon monoxide, and I'm going to guess that the gasoline powered generator is the one that, not that they're all not, because you have the power supplies that are banks of batteries, right? Like
Yes.
there's some popular brands that are out there that everybody seems to be gravitating to, where you can have a battery powered backup.
Yes.
But, plugging in essential items. We're talking about winter preparedness. So everybody thinks food, right?
Yes.
We got to make sure that we can keep the freezer, cold. But there's always the need for the people to stay warm, and that's
Yes.
space heaters. And some of your generators are able to power space heaters, but there's dangers involved incorporating a space heater into that equation. Can we
Yes.
talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. No space heater, regardless of how its fuel source, should never be left alone. Always make sure those are attended. Make sure they are at least 3 feet away from any other objects that might be running them. Electric ones, make sure that, really shouldn't use an extension cord at all. That should be plugged directly into the source, whether you still have electricity and you plug it into the warm to supplement heat in your home, or being supplied by a generator. It should go directly into a source. With a generator, that's almost impossible to do. So there again, make sure a heavy enough cord, or however your generator might be supplying your home. Some people will backfeed, into the home through an electrical box, which there again, if it's not done correctly, that creates a danger to other folks. Linemen up down the line that could be working on your electricity can become electrocuted because of backfed source. So there again, a lot of things. Read the manufacturer's instructions. Have a licensed electrician help you with that. Set that up in the very beginning, and practice using that. It's like any other tool. Perfect tool when used correctly, but takes a little bit of experience and practice, making sure that it's able to do what it needs to do when you need to do it. So,
yeah, I think that a lot of folks are doing their best to be prepared, and so they're looking at the list, which we've got a list that we're going to share with them here in a little bit for travel safety, but they're looking at that list that FEMA has put out. Okay, what can I do to keep my family safe and prepared? And so they're going out and they're getting or acquiring or gathering those items together, and many times folks will encounter, they will have just acquired like a generator, for example, right? Mm-hmm. And have never even used a generator before. Right. So important, what you were just saying, take some time if you are uncertain to familiarize yourself, yes. Learn how to do it safely. Be aware that there are variables when you're playing with electricity that you have to consider, as well as the risk of the carbon monoxide poisoning. Right. And so when you're running let's talk about a gas-powered generator, for example. You would want to run that outside the home. Yes. Right? Yeah. And make sure, though, that if it is near a window or a door, because you're trying to run your power sources, from that into the house to power any of your appliances, yes. Make sure you got good ventilation. Yeah, and FEMA recommends that it should be 12 foot away from any window or door. Okay. Just so there's adequate ventilation and airflow around it. The other thing is keeping it dry. A lot of times we run our generators because there's been a storm. Yes. So there's either snow or wind or rain or something like that. So there again, be very careful. Water and electricity does not mix, and it can easily become a problem. That's a really good point. You're not thinking about that. But yeah, after a storm, you're going to have a lot of moisture typically. Yes. So keeping it dry, keeping it safe, and being aware of the electrocution and fire.
Yes.
So fire extinguisher would probably be a good idea to keep next to that generator, right?
That should be number one in that kit, or close to number one. Yes, in that
Yes.
emergency kit.
Yes. Okay. So then let's talk a little bit about travel in the wintertime. We were just talking about that storm that kind of came through, and Indianapolis just
Yes.
recently this week, there was some gridlock right on the
Absolutely.
interstate, and it
Yeah.
was a half inch
Half-inch of snow, took them completely off the grid almost.
And you wouldn't think here in a northern state, here in Indiana, that a half inch of snow could create so much havoc, but it did.
It did.
And it was just something that caught people off guard.
Right.
And that's why we're talking about being prepared today.
Yes.
What should folks have in their vehicle, and what should they do with their vehicle in preparation for winter travel?
Sure. There again, make sure your car is mechanically sound. Now's a good time also. Have a mechanic go through, make sure things are good, your tires are good, battery, those kind of things. And then that kit, the emergency kit for your car, separate from your home. And we put a little bit different things in there. We do have a list. Water. If you're out there stranded, you're going to need some water. Some sustainable foods, snack items are always good for that. An extra set of dry clothes, blankets, cell phone chargers. Make sure you have a way to charge your cell phone out there in the car. There's some other things. You can always go to ready.gov, and there's a complete list in there. But I would say this. If you become stranded, call 911 and stay with your vehicle. We will come and get you.
So important. Stay with your
Absolutely.
vehicle.
Yep. If you think you can walk to the next house or something, maybe you can, maybe you can't, and then we don't know where you are. That becomes a problem for everybody. So yeah, stay with that vehicle, call 911, and we'll be on the way.
I was just thinking when I first started driving, so it's been a moment, right? One of the things that I could still remember my mother saying, make sure you keep a red handkerchief in the car so that if you get stranded, you can stick it out the window and they'll see that red handkerchief flapping in the wind if there's any breeze, and they'll know that means you need some help. And now I think we've become a little more sophisticated than the red, handkerchief, but still the reflectors and road flares,
Angles,
right?
Yes, road flares, absolutely. That if all you have is that red handkerchief, that works too.
Yeah, I think I still have one in my car, actually.
Old technology works.
It does, and it doesn't require batteries, so that's a good thing too, right? Oh, okay, so there is something that I think that we should probably share with folks that has to do with the Department of Transportation, Indiana Department of Transportation, and that is they have on the INDOT website, the in.gov website, they have a list of travel advisories that are current and active throughout the state. And so if Grant County should be put into a state of travel advisory, that is where people can go to find out what level of advisory we're at. You report that to the state, correct?
Correct. Yep. And there again, if you're going to go out on the road, if you're planning a trip, check that weather ahead of time. Check the INDOT website is an excellent tool for that. And they have road sensors now. They're adding more and more along the way, so they can tell you road temperatures, those kind of things.
Wow.
Cameras are there, so it's an excellent tool to use. Plan ahead. There again, make sure somebody knows where you're going, when you're leaving, your expected arrival time. So if you don't show up, we know that, we can start the process of looking for you.
That's really good. Let somebody know if the road conditions are questionable. Let somebody know that you're on your way. And if I'm not there by this certain time, then maybe you should be concerned. And please check on me, right? Everybody's got a mobile device anymore. We've got a cell phone, et cetera. But yes, still, if you don't arrive at your destination at a certain time in the cold weather, it can be a matter of life and death if somebody is alerting. Do you also we were talking prior to the broadcast about a website that is great for traffic cams, and that is 511in.org.
Yes.
So, folks, I'm going to give you that again. Yes, you can go to the state, the in.gov website, and go to the Indiana Department of Transportation page. There's a link there to this website, which I'm going to share with you again, 511in.org. 511in.org. And that is a list of all the active traffic cams
Yes.
with road conditions
Yes.
throughout the state of
And
Indiana.
I like it because it is color coded. If it's green, you're good. If it's yellow, there's some caution. If it's red, that road is stopped. So yeah, very easy to use. Excellent tool.
Excellent tool. Well, Bob, we have covered a lot of things. Is there anything else that we need to pop in to the update today for folks to be aware of?
Yes, and I'm going to rely on you to once again take up the Nixle for us.
Oh,
Because
yes.
again, we use that tool throughout the year. So with winter storms, advisories, those kind of things, Nixle is, again, an excellent tool.
You know, I'm so glad you brought that up. So, folks, what Bob is referencing is a free service that Grant County puts out for its residents. The service is provided through Nixle, and so you can subscribe to receive free text alerts or emails and or both. All you have to do to enroll is text your zip code to 888-777, and that'll get you enrolled into the Nixle alert system. And Bob, that is something that is just for your zip code area alert-wise, and it's not like a spamming kind of, you're going to get alerts all day long. It's only when there's a pressing matter that you need to be aware of.
Only two organizations set information out on that. That is the National Weather Service and my office. So there again, you won't be bombarded by advertisements or any of that.
It comes in so handy. I can tell you that I have received just a handful of alerts throughout the course of the 2024 year, and they have been very important alerts, whether it be, we were just talking winter preparedness, and we had some icy blizzard conditions back earlier in the year, right? And so that was, and there was a travel advisory, don't go out on the roads. It was just all stop, right? But then also like tornadic weather. Right, when we have fears of inclement weather and there's a tornado on the ground, and that's when we're getting those notices. But I'm not getting the, hey, by the way, there's a sale going on at wherever. It's not that kind of subscription. So
Never happened.
yes, and I love the fact that when you text your zip code to 888-777, it enrolls you immediately into the alert system, and you can confirm. It's a very easy process. It'll send you a response back, and you say, yes, I want to opt in, and it gives you an opportunity to share with a friend.
Yes.
So if you have a family member, especially if they are maybe disabled or elderly, this is a really good tool to have in their
Absolutely.
resource box as well.
Yes.
And I like the fact that you can subscribe to get email alerts. So if you are in a situation where you don't have your phone handy, or you don't hear your phone, or you don't want to be bothered, you have the option just for email. Right. And I really appreciate that as well.
And usually the lower level alerts will send out an email, but those warnings, those will come as a text message and they'll ding your phone.
Yeah, and I appreciate that too, because I know if it's arriving to my phone, I better stop what I'm doing and pay attention.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate that. Bob, thank you so much for all that you do to help keep us informed and safe and prepared here in Grant County. It's a big job, and a lot of folks don't know what all goes into it, but you have a great team, and we're so thankful for all of that hard work.
You are one of our partners, so thank you so much for helping us.
It's a
inform the
privilege.
public.
It's a privilege. Thank you so much. Well, Merry Christmas to you if I don't see you, and we'll look forward to visiting with you again in the new year.
Absolutely. 2025. It's coming.
It's coming. It'll be here quick. All right. Well, thank you, Bob. And
Thank you so much.
we're going to pause here for a real quick break, and we'll be right back with some more community update in just a moment.
Get ready, Marion. WSOT TV proudly presents Marion Matters, featuring Marion Mayor Ronald Morrell Jr. Join us as Mayor Morrell teams up with WSOT TV's own Angela Stepp to bring you exclusive updates straight from Marion. Tune in monthly for a deep dive into Marion's hottest topics, from groundbreaking projects to must-see events. Catch Marion Matters on WSOT TV, broadcast channel 27-1, Spectrum Cable Channel 3, and streaming on YouTube at WSOT-TV.
Get out to the forest.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Hey, guys, wait up!
And discover the wonders of nature with your family.
These trees are the key to our way of life.
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning!
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great!
An endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And we're back with some more community update. Thanks so much for joining us. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the exciting Christmas events that we have coming up here in the Grant County area. And we're going to be first kicking that off with December the 5th, Christmas in Converse, Indiana. It's a small town with class, right? So December the 5th to 8 p.m. is going to be a Mrs. Claus reading at the public library, and you are going to be able to meet Santa at the First Farmers Bank and Trust between 5:45 and 7:30 p.m. And of course, if you stop by the Masonic Lodge, they're going to have homemade cinnamon rolls ready to go, and then they've also got a newly located Converse Historical Society where they're going to be having an ornament sale. The address there is 109 East Wabash Street in Converse. So that's all coming up on December the 5th. The whole event spans from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the town of Converse, Indiana. Well, speaking of another town here, third annual Van Buren Little Town of Christmas event is coming up on December the 6th and 7th. So they've got a whole list of events that are going to be coming up. Starting off, it is a fundraiser effort that's going to go to assist needy families in the Van Buren area. And so there's going to be a meal that is going to be served on December the 6th and the 7th, and that is a fundraiser meal. So meal donations, they're going to have a contest voting. It's a penny a vote, and it is going to purchase Christmas gifts for Van Buren families and backpack meals for Eastbrook North students. Santa and Mrs. Claus are going to be entering town on a fire truck. That's going to be exciting, right? And they're going to light the large Christmas tree on First Street across from the library at 5:45 p.m. on December the 6th. And then the second day, Saturday, December the 7th, that event then runs from 1 to 8 p.m. And so they've got a lot of free fun that's going to be happening, but they've also got some fundraiser fun from 1 to 5 p.m. that's going to include inflatables and laser tag. So that would be a very exciting thing to do. Now, if you want to get in on the fundraiser meal, that's going to happen Friday and Saturday, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So they've got a lot of other activities also they're going to be happening. They're going to have the live nativity, which you don't want to miss out on that. Of course, they're going to have children's crafts. They're going to be able to make popcorn balls, and there's going to be an indoor snowball fight. So it sounds like a lot of fun that's going to be had on December 6th and 7th in the town of Van Buren, Indiana. So if you're looking for something to do, that sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? And it all goes to a good cause. Now, of course, we have to mention here in the town of Marion, Indiana, or city of Marion, Indiana, the Walkway of Lights Christmas display. That's over 2.5 miles of lighted Christmas lights that span throughout the city. And they just had the big event to kick off the big lighting of the courthouse Christmas tree and the Walkway of Lights that took place the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And what a fabulous turnout that was. And so now if you want to travel through the 2.5 miles of lights, then you can do that now to New Year's Eve. If you want to drive through a portion of lights which are in the Motter Park area, there's a $5 admission fee for that section of lights, but the rest of it is free. Also, speaking of Motter Park, Walkway of Lights Family Night is coming up. That's going to be on December the 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Garden House there in Monter Park. So there's going to be a lot of fun. You can come and decorate a Christmas cookie and visit with Santa Claus. Santa's going to be there. And so you can also meet live reindeer, because how does Santa travel, right? He's got his reindeer. So they're going to have a live reindeer and a lot more. Now, there is going to be a $5 fee if you want to participate in that, but that's going to happen at Monter Park Gardens, December 6th, 7 to 9 p.m. in the evening. We also need to make sure that you know about the Grant County 4-H Winter Craft Show. That's going to be coming up on December 7th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Winter Craft Show, you can only imagine the goodies that you can find. To be a great opportunity to get some extra stocking stuffers. Location is at the Grant County 4-H Fairgrounds, so 1403 East State Road 18 in Marion, if you want to check out that. Also, Fairmount Camp Winter Artisan Market is going to be happening on December 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that market has all kinds of unique vendors for you to check out. The location for that is 711 East 900 South in Fairmount, Indiana. And the Upland Christmas tree lighting ceremony is going to be happening on December the 8th. 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Location for that is going to be Depot Park, 159 South Main Street in Upland. And of course, you're going to have the opportunity to do some Christmas caroling. There'll be hot chocolate and all kinds of other fun things that are going to be happening there. So you don't want to miss out on that. 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. in the town of Upland, right there on Main Street. You won't be able to miss it. And I don't have time to go through the list, but Marion Community Schools, they have a whole host of holiday performances, all different grade levels throughout the school district. And so if you have a child, a grandchild, a loved one who is a student within Marion Community Schools, then we want to encourage you to go to the district website. That's marion.k12.in.us. And right there on the main page, you will find a link to a list of events, and it has the entire schedule of holiday programs that will be taking place now through to the Christmas break, Christmas New Year's break. So if you want to find out more, go to the district website, marion.k12.in.us. So many exciting things happening. You know, Marion is known as Christmas City, USA, and we do it right here in the Midwest. And so it's a wonderful time of year to be able to celebrate. I want to say a big thank you to Basic Systems USA for helping to donate and make this broadcast possible. We very much appreciate their support and donation. If you would like to help the ministry, you can visit our website, sunnycrestchurch.org. Click on the donate button and choose WSOT. It is a nonprofit, so it is a tax deductible donation that you are making to a soon to be 41-year-old outreach ministry operated by Sunnycrest Baptist Church. That's all the time that we have. We thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for some more quality family programming you can trust right here on Sunnycrest Outreach Television. God bless.
Get ready, Marion. WSOT TV proudly presents Marion Matters featuring Marion Mayor Ronald Morrell Jr. Join us as Mayor Morrell teams up with WSOT TV's own Angela Stepp to bring you exclusive updates straight from Marion. Tune in monthly for a deep dive into Marion's hottest topics, from groundbreaking projects to must-see events. Catch Marion Matters on WSOT TV, broadcast channel 27-1, Spectrum Cable Channel 3, and streaming on YouTube at WSOT-TV.